Hi everyone, in today's video, we will build a small project using Qt, which is using Qt framework, which is a C++ framework. So let's start. I will open Qt Creator and let's open it on the window. Okay, so I'll start with a new project, Qt widget application I can choose. Let me move it a little bit. It's too small, it's too big for my screen. And then we can click on choose. Then I'll say my image compress, and then I can say next. We'll use QMake as a build system. And then I will choose Q dialog. You can choose Q window also, but Q window has uh, the header and footer also, so I want to avoid that, so I'll just use Q dialog here. I'll say next. None we can say, and here we can choose. I'm on Windows, so I would prefer using MinGW. You can explore other toolkit as well. I'll say next and then finish. So this is the default project. Header file, there is one header file for dialog class and one CPP file and main file. If I run this here now, it will just show me a window, blank window. We'll start from here. So for designing, I will open the dialog file, .ui file, and what I will do here is I'll just create a, now I can type here button. I'll create a browse button. Using this button, when we click on this, it should open a dialog to choose an image. So if I double click and rename it, like I can say browse image, and then once you browse it, we need some mm, widget to show the image. And to show the image, we can use label, and I can put label here, and then label I can increase the size here a little bit. So I can do some alignment this and this. I can delete the text for now. If I choose both and do layout, I can make vertical layout. And then the advantage of layout is, like, if I increase the size of this form or the size of window, it will increase all other widget size as well. So let me change the size here because button size is very big. So if I go to this policy, horizontal policy, minimum fixed size policy, maximum size, I'll say here, I'll just say 200 pixel. Height, I would prefer 300, sorry, just 30. Even 300, 200 is more, I'll just say 150. And then I need some button which you'll use to start compressing the image. So I can take, let me decrease the size a little bit, and I'll take one more button here. I'll just say, I'll just name it compare image, not compress, compress image. And similarly, I can change the size of this from the properties. Height, I would say same 30, and I'll just say 150 pixel. What happened? Width 150, maximum this, or I'll change it to 40. You can choose anything. It's not changing. Why? One second. Width, I could say 150, height 30, and if I check the horizontal policy, minimum width, maximum width, like We'll go to 200 and height will keep, I will keep as 30 only. So let's run it. I'll just save it by pressing Ctrl C and then run it. What happens here? So I can see we have this UI, and if I decrease the size, it will decrease. But you see that compress image button is hiding. So for that, what we need to do, we have to set the layout of uh, this dialog, or to let me, so let's keep it like this, and let me click it on this, and then I can choose this as vertical dialog. So let me save it, and then let's run it again. So if I change the size now, it will adjust automatically. So that's good for us. Now next is, on this button click, I want to open uh, a file dialog which will browse an image for us. Then for that, what we can do, we have to go back to edit mode, and we can go to CPU file. So here in the constructor, we can do some, write some code, and so we will use a signal and slot here. So UI. So before this, let me go to UI and give its proper name. This is browse image button. So I'll just name it, instead of push button, a generic name. I'll say btn browse image, and this should be btn compress image. We are giving a meaningful name, and I will save it. Control S. Go back to dialog.cpp, and then we'll collect. So to refer to that button, when I click, when user click on that button, it should open a dialog. So I will refer to the button like UI arrow btn browse button. The next thing is the event is like on pushed, so we will pass address of q push button clicked. Then what I want to do, I will write I'll make use of lambda here. So I just want to use everything, and then I just close it, and then this is syntax, and I'll create a variable here in the dialog.h, which should be q string image path. This will hold the name and path of image. And I'll go back to this, and here what I will do, in that variable image path, I will read the image path from file dialog, q file dialog I will use here, and then so for this I should include a header file first. Q file dialog. So now I can at least see get. Let me save it first. Then Q file dialog get file name we have to use here. No. Open get open file name, and we want to, this is the parent of this file dialog, which is the current class. That's why we are using this. And then we can give some name like browse image to compare, and the next, like, default path from where we want to pick that or browse it image, we can say from the current path, home path, should be in camel case. And then what type of uh, images I want to browse. So I can put like images star.png, star.jpg, and then I can close this. So I have the image name saved here, and then let me go back to, we'll show this image in the label. Let me show you what is the name of this label. We'll change it. We'll say LBL image. We'll show the image here. Let me go to dialog.cpp, and then I'll refer like this to this label dot set pixmap we have to use if you want to set the image, and in this we will pass the object of qpixmap, and in this I can pass the image path. Let's see if this works. Let me save this and I will just run it again. Hope this will not have any compilation error. Let's see. Browse image. It is working. I go to gallery and choose something like tortoise.jpg. So I can see it is, where did that go? It is showing me the image, but it's too large. So I have to make sure that it is not beyond the size of that label. So I will close this for now. And I'll go to the dialog.cpp, and its size should be you have to use scaled, and UI dot label image dot size. Whatever is the size of label, I will use that, and I will say qt keep aspect ratio, qt smooth transition, both I can pass. We'll talk about this later on. So if I save it and run it again, it's building now. So I'll browse it, and then we'll gallery and just show this. So you see this showing this image. It's fine. If it's not change the size of image, we need to modify some code for that, but let's keep it like this only for now. Now if I compare an image, nothing will happen because we haven't added code for compressing the image. So I'll go back and we will do some modification to the dialog.cpp. So when I click on the compress image button, we can write signals load for that. So connect ui.dtn compress image button. When we click on this, signal should be push button clicked. This thought I will call a function here, like to compare. The function name will say compare image, and we have to pass the address of it. Compare image we can define here in the head. We can declare in the header file, and let's make it private. Void compare image, and I can right click on that and go to refactor, add definition in dialog.cpp. So it's here. I can so what I will do, we already have the image path in the variable which we can access, and we'll call this here. We are inside this. We can just start comparing the code. Actually write the code to compress the image. It should be compress, not compare. Let me change it in header file also. Okay, we are good now. There is no any error here. Now if you have to compare, there are a couple of ways to compress the image. So we will be using the byte array. We'll be converting the byte array buffer to some up to some compressed level. Let me say how to use it. Q byte array. We will create a variable Q byte array. Let me create on buffer. In the buffer we will pass this address of byte array, and um, that's the buffer. We'll call open. We'll open this buffer in write only mode. There's a typo and we need to include some header file here. So the header file for buffer is qbuffer, and header file for we have to use qimage this one. For qimage is this one, and once we open it, we will just create one qimage object. We will say new image or compress image. Compress image, and we can give the path of this variable image path, which actually contains this image which you want to compress. And then now we have to say compress image dot save, and then we have to pass the path also. So let me create a variable for now here, string new path. So new path we can take from user, but let me just put it here. Then how you want to save the extension of the extension of the file or the format. Sorry, the format we have to put. We'll create format dot to std string dot c str, and then what should be the quality? Like we want to set only we want to have only 50% of the actual image quality after compression. And let me create one more variable format, like which I'm using for storing the format. Now before everything, let's get a path to save this compressed image. So for that's what we can do. New path we already have, so we can say new path equal to q file dialog get save file name. The parent is this current class, and the title should be save compress image. And then what should be the default directory when we click on this, when we get this file dialog? So we can set current home path, current directory, and it can save only images which have extension .jpg, .png, and okay, we have this now. Now in queue path, now after getting the new path, path of full image, then like what you want to save. Let's run this first and see what is happening here. I hope there is no any compilation error. So browse, I got this tortoise is here. If I compress, it will display, it will give the path. Now we'll save in the same folder only, and we will say compress one.jpg. So when I'm giving this name, if it is JPG, then the compressed image should have JPG format. If it is PNG, then it should have PNG format. So what I will do to handle this, I'll close this, and once we have the path, we have to check the, the full path. If new path ends with uh, if it is .jpg, will be comparing with like it should be qt case insensitive. Whether it is capital jpg or small jpg, it should not matter. Or new path dot ends with the other format is like dot jpeg. We also pass qt case insensitive. So one more parenthesis here. What is this? Okay, one more parenthesis should be there. No, we don't need it here. This is the end, and we have to set. If it is jpg, then format should be jpeg. We can say else if. I just copy everything. I want to type one more time. Else if I paste here, I will say I will format it properly. Format if it ends with png, or png is only png. We don't need any other format here. If it is png, then format should be png. If anything else, then by default we will say format is equal to jpeg. And if I'm not putting anything, just the file name, then extension, uh, we can say we have to add the extension also, right? So we can just append the new path jpg. This is the just for handling the corner case. And format is, we are getting error because we need to define it first here. Okay, so we are good here. Now we have byte array, and then we are comparing image path. We are saving also and doing only 50% compression, 50% of quality we want. So let's save it and run it again. What happens? Let's see. It's building. So if I browse the image, tortoise.jpg, and if I compress, it will ask for the path. I will say new image.jpg, and let's put jpg and enter. So if I go back to the directory, let me gallery, see this image tortoise new image.jpg. This is from it's something wrong here. Why it is displaying two different names? Let me go back. There was one more tortoise. Where is tortoise? Tortoise. This is the old one, I think. Let me do one more time quickly. So we browse this image from gallery. Tortoise, no, not this one. Let me rename it. It has, I can rename it from here, or take the some other image like tortoise.jpg. I will delete this one. I will take this one, tortoise.jpg. Okay, I have compressed image. I will save it, new image.jpg. I saved that image. Now go back to the gallery. It is not saved. What happened? New, or maybe I'm saving somewhere else. 1 second. Compress image. I should go to gallery and then compress image.jpg. the gallery. uh, if I So this is compress image.g, but it is giving one more extension. So let me do one thing. Let's run the save this without any extension. Compress new and then save it. Compress new one, save it. If I go back, go to gallery, and oh, I think I saved to some other location. Compress image, gallery. I save it. Sorry. Compress new one, new one. I will not put the extension and enter. I will go back to that folder, go to gallery. You will see this. It's by default adding the JPG format, but there is some minor issue here. I'll go back to the code. Why it is adding? In default case, it should add JPG, but if I'm giving the extension at the time of saving, then it should save as it is. I'll do one more time. I'll say compress in image 2.jpg. I go back to compress image 2.jpg. It is adding one more time extension. Let's see. Let me take the code. Let me cross it. If it is JPG, then JPG, PNG, then PNG, then path equal to JPG if we are not providing anything. And then when I'm saving it, byte array we have open write only image path, new path format to string 50% quality. Then it should work. If it sends with JPG or new path case insensitive, there's something wrong we have to fix here. But anyways, let's compare the size of those images. So this is the new one. New one is having 364 KB. The previous one, if I see, these are all compressed one. Let me delete these. So this, after compressing it, it is taking, let me refresh it. It's taking 364 byte KB, sorry. If I had look at the older one, where did it go? Dinosaur. Tortoise, it was tortoise. This is the original one, and you see this 503. So you can see that it has reduced by 50% of size. And if so, sometime it may happen that if image is already compressed, and if the system cannot compress, then it won't compress. So if you try to compress the already compressed image, which is this one is already compressed, and its name is, what is the name? Compress image 2.jpg.jpg. Let's try to compress this one again. Let me close it, and I will run this one more time. Gallery, this one 2.jpg.jpg. It was already compressed, and if I try to compress, let's see what happens. Browse, compress, go to gallery, and second time compress toys.jpg. So compression is done. I'm not showing in. See if you hear this one. See the size is not changing. The size is not changing. It's already complete. If system cannot compress it, then it won't. So I'll close this, and let's make it fancy. We can show one a progress bar here just to show that it is doing something instead of compressing it immediately, because it is compressing the image. The code is compressing the image in a couple of seconds. So what I will do, I will go to the UI, and here I have some space here. I will use the progress bar. and put it here. It should, I can put it left and right. Alignment, I would say alignment. I'll close the alignment for now. This is a symbol. It was logged by default. So what I will do, I'll put here and I will select these two. I want these two next to each other, and I will click on horizontal layout and I will increase the size here. The compress image button size is not increasing because we gave them the fixed size, and this one I can select everything and just put it here. Okay, so by default the value it is showing 24%. I'll change it to 0 from here. And before compressing the image, we want to show some progress. So what we can do, first I will save this UI, go to edit, dialog. So when so before starting the compression, we can call one method here, like show progress bar, and we don't have this function here. So what I will do, I'll create one function here, show progress bar. For now this is just dummy progress bar. It is not, it does not have anything related to the speed of compression. I'll go back, I'll go to the definition and just refactor, add definition to dialog. So in this one we will show the progress bar. So what we will do, we will create a loop and we will increment it by 10 each time, and I'll say UI. Oh, we did not give the correct name, good name. So this progress bar, its name should be, we'll say, let's keep it progress bar only. I go to edit, dialog, UI progress bar dot set value, and we'll do I here, and we'll save this. We're calling it here first. So first it will show some dummy progress bar, then it will compare the images, and I'll save it. I will build this project one more time. So I can see 0% compress image, browse image, go to gallery, where is the original picture, tortoise, take the original picture and then compress. Oh, it went so quickly, so, and it is stopping at 90, so it's because the loop is wrong. And then we can give some, we can give some delay here. Sleep millisecond, so 1000 millisecond is equal to 1 second. This is deprecated, so we can use it's better to use for now just use sleep only. Later we will change. I'll save this and then one more time run it. Okay, so browse image, go to gallery, the original tortoise, take this image, now compress. You see this, how progress bar is increasing. That's good for us. So it is done. Now we will go. Now it is, compression is done. Now it's asking where you want to save. So we can go to gallery and this tortoise will say underscore dot this type underscore 3 dot jpg. I saved it. I'll go back to the directory and we'll see if I can see here. See here. There's something wrong in the code. We need to fix this. And you remember the size is 364 now. Earlier the size of original image was, we can check, the original was 503, so it has done compression almost 50%. So we'll go back, but few more things we can do, like this. If I close this, run it again, you will notice one thing. This compress image is clickable, and even if I haven't chosen any image, still it is, doing some showing the progress bar. And so what I will do, so we can disable this button by default, button compress. So in the beginning we can disable after this, but btn compress, not browse, compress image, and uh, set set enable false. By default it will be false, and we should enable it after, once we are done with the browsing the image. Or so we can enable here in this lambda, compress image dot set enable for true. So this will be a good check. I'll save it. Let's see how it works. Browse image, no, not browse image. I'll close one more time, sorry. So if I see here, if I click now, nothing is happening. So this is a basic check. Once I click the image, then only it will work. So this is just one more validation. And what else we can do? Uh, so to avoid this warning, there should be thread. Let's see, thread. Once again, let me find it. I don't remember that method, the new method. Okay, Q thread. I'm sleep, millisecond sleep, and this is 1000. I'm using Q thread here, so I have to include the header file. Q thread. This one, I will save it. I hope I won't get this. I'm not getting error now. Sorry, warning. It was warning. If I just run it again, browse image, and let's say umbrella compress. So once the compression is done, you can. So this is just for learning purpose or study purpose. If you guys want to modify, you are free to download. I will include the download link in the description, and you can modify it, you can improve it, because there are a few more validation we can put here, like when we are increasing the size of this GUI form or dialog, it should increase the size of everything. It is not increasing because I missed something. Let me close it and show you. So for that I need to click on this outer layer or the parent widget or dialog, and then it will say layout vertically, not like this. So I will not do this in this video now. You guys can modify it after downloading this code and explore. Anyways, thanks for watching. If If you like this, if you think this is useful, please like the video and share it with others, and also subscribe to my channel. Thank you.